Sometimes you just got to do it. You just have to file a complaint because these people are not doing right. If your loved one is a participant with the Class Medicaid waiver program in Texas, this is how you file a complaint with the state against your DSA, your FMSA, or your DSA. This is what I dug up off the internet, special needs families. This is the Class Service Provider Manual. If you have chosen the CDS option, you certainly want to get a hand or a copy of this in your hand. This is like your holy grail into understanding what the rights and responsibilities are for the FMSA, the CDSA, or even the DSA. It also will explain what your responsibilities are as a CDS provider, as a CDS employer. So this right here I found searching for information on how to file a complaint. This is also a side note. As I was reading through this online article here, let me see, where can I find that at? I was right here, provider agency complaint process. This is something that I learned just by reading this provider manual, and that's the reason why I say, hey, special needs families, parents, you want to get a hand on this provider manual because it's going to let you understand what is being done or what is not being done. But take a look-see at the last paragraph where it says the process by which a complaint may be filed with a class provider agency regarding class program services must be provided to the individual or the legally authorized representative at the time of enrollment and at least annually thereafter. Let me repeat that. When you first signed up to be a CDS employer, you signed up for consumer directed services. Your FMSA was supposed to provide you a copy of the complaints process. Every year after that, like I was said at the beginning of the video, every year the state budget must be approved. Let me correct that. Every year your IPC budget must be approved by the state. Therefore, the FMSA is also required to, at least once a year, to provide you a copy of the complaint process. Had I had a copy of this, of the complaint process, I wouldn't have to waste precious time on the internet searching to find what I needed to find here. So that is something for you guys to know as CDS employers or caregivers of individuals that receive the Class Medicaid waiver program. So this is what this is here. This is the class, again, the class, I'm scrolling, I hope I'm not going too fast. This is the Class Service Provider Manual, Section 1000, effective November 1st, 2017. So I'm assuming that this is the latest, most up-to-date version of the Class Provider Manual. I have not seen anything else. We're doing this particular search right here. The rules governing this is Title 40 of the TAC, or the Texas Administrative Code. You can see there's a long HTTP address right there, but I'm pretty sure you can just type in Title 40 of the Texas Administrative Code. The thing of it is, you best make sure you put in Chapter 45. As I continue to scroll through the document, this right here, 1100, Complaints and Consumer Rights and Services, or Complaints and CRS. This is the information that you need to file a complaint if you are a participant of the Class Medicaid waiver program. I repeat, this has nothing to do with DBMD or Texas Home Living. This is specific to if your loved one is a participant of the Class Medicaid waiver program. This is how you will file a complaint if you are unable to resolve it with any of those agencies, those letters, the CDSA, the FMSA, or the DSA. If you're unable to resolve it, like I was today by contacting these contacting the FMSA, not being able to get my questions answered, and not being able to be provided the information to make a complaint. This is what you call. Let me try to zoom in right here. And it also says it too, if you look at the last sentence, when to call HHS. And what is that? CRS, Consumer Rights and Services. You will call them, okay, individual receiving services or family members of the individual may prefer to call the CRS to assist in resolving an issue rather than speaking with their case manager, the DSA representative. They don't have it here, and also your FMSA. There's a 1-800 number here that you will call if you an individual that doesn't like to do a bunch of writing, although I cannot stress the importance of documenting it and having it in black and white. The reason why I didn't do and send an email to file this complaint is because when I went onto the website, as you can see here, you can also contact, but you can go to the HHS website and be able to find this consumer rights and services information there. When I went onto the website, as you can see here, it had a lot of information, or basically the stuff that I say was how to report like neglect or financial exploitation. I didn't really see anything scrolling through the website on how to file a complaint against your FMSA. So that's the reason why I decided to call the 800 number and speak with the person there. So you call this 1-800-458 right here. You call that number there, 1-800-458-9858. When you call there, of course, it's going to be an automated system giving you different prompts, like 1 through 8. There is a prompt, which is number 7, that says if you have a complaint against your case manager, your direct service agency, your financial management, you will click this number, click number 7. I clicked number 7 twice. As a result of me clicking number 7 twice, it just kept repeating the same automated message. So that's when I went on and clicked number 8 for if you hadn't heard anything that was mentioned in those first 7, you click number 8 so you can be able to talk to a live agent. So basically 8 is like hitting the number 0 or dialing the operator. So if you call the number, just know, don't even waste your time. Just click 8 and it'll take you to a live person. When I spoke to the live person, they're going to ask you a series of questions like the name of the participant. They're going to ask you the name of the FMS agency, the DSA agency. But in my case today, I was filing a complaint against the FMSA, so they wanted to know that number or that name of the agency, the address. I had to give them my son's name, date of birth, social security number, as well as Medicaid number. So it's like a 9-digit Medicaid number. You might want to have that on hand as well, because you want to be as thorough as possible the first time around. Once I provided all that information, then they asked for you to provide a detailed explanation of what's going on. What is your complaint? What is your detailed complaint about either one of these agencies there? I provided the complaint, kind of explained a little bit about the complaint early in this video, so I'm not going to go ahead and repeat it here to avoid making this video longer than what it needs to be. You provide a detailed explanation about your complaint. The person on the other side of the phone will jot it down. At the end of me providing the detailed information of the complaint, she let me know that everything was anonymous. What they do is hold an investigation. They will conduct an investigation that can take a minimum of 2 days. And I wasn't really clear on the maximum number of days. I did ask that question, though. And basically the agent just told me whenever the person finishes the investigation, or if they need additional information, they will contact me either through email or through the telephone number that I provided to them. That was pretty simple, pretty easy as far as when you call and leave a message, not leave a message, but you will file your complaint via phone with the individual. Let me scroll back up here. Now here is, there's an email address right here, crscomplaints@dads.state.tex.us. I repeat, crscomplaints@dads.state.tx.us. You can send a written complaint, and typically I always say document, because that is your proof. That is your evidence that you did file a complaint. At this point, I'm pretty confident that my complaint will be processed properly. I'm not having any concerns. However, if I should, I definitely do have the date that I did file the complaint over the telephone. But just to avoid all of that, it's just best to have it in writing. But again, like I said, when I went to the website, it wasn't clear on how I would file a complaint against a financial management service agency. So let me just recap real quickly. If you want to file a complaint against your case manager, your direct service agency, or your financial management service agency, and you are a participant with the class program, you're unable to resolve the issues with any of those agencies I named, this is what you can do. You can contact the Consumer Rights and Services either through email, as you see right here, or you can contact them by telephone, which you see right here. Make sure to include the participant's name, the date of birth, the Social Security. Well, I take that back. I wouldn't send the Social Security number through no email. Send the Medicaid number instead if you're going to send an email. Also, you will need the agency's name and the address when you file in the report via email. Okay? Another thing that you should know is that every year your FMS agency is to provide you with a copy on the complaint process. So this might be another avenue in showing how your agency is not in compliance. For us to be effective CDS employers, for us to understand what our rights are, we have to be trained. And according to tech rules and regulations, the FMSAs are responsible for providing these sorts of training. It's not the DSA. It's not your case manager. It is the FMSA that's responsible for providing this type of training to all CDS employers. That's basically it in terms of how you file a complaint with the state of Texas against your financial management service agency, your case manager, or your direct service agency. If you have any questions, please feel free to just go ahead and drop them down in the comment section. I'll do my very best to answer your questions. If it's another Medicaid waiver program, I'll do my best in trying to locate that information. I'm pretty sure there's a provider manual for DBMD, Texas Home Living, and some of the other ones. I'm not exactly sure if it's the exact same process, even the exact same telephone number and email address. Again, jot your questions down in the comment section, and I will do my very best to answer those as quickly and as accurately as possible. Until then, I hope this helped many of you parents out there, many of you parents that's a CDS employer, or if your child has aged to 18, so they're probably their own CDS employer. But nevertheless, we support them. Thanks for watching. See you next time.